we strive for perfection when it comes to the algorithms. And we were so close to perfection today when it came to baseball. I've been out, was at hockey practice for my kid who didn't even go to hockey practice today, but I'm an assistant coach, so I had to help. I came back and I decided to run the scores and the algorithms for baseball and for NBA. And I knew we lost one game in baseball today because I bet it. I had Detroit in the second game of the doubleheader today, and they lost in the bottom of the ninth inning. And I didn't know at the time, but it ruined an otherwise what would have been the first perfect day of the MLB algorithm this season. And I think the first perfect day ever. The algorithm did so good today that that's the kind of craziness that has to happen for us to lose. I mean, how good did the algorithm do with combination 110? And it wasn't just combination 110. I'll show you how good all the combinations did in a second. But the combination we went with, which is going to be the same one we go with tomorrow. I mean, first doubleheader between Detroit and the Mets, it had this game being like 3-3 or 4-4. It went into extra innings 3-3, and Detroit wins 6-3. I mean, that's a great prediction. Second game, it had Detroit winning 3 or 4-2. For some reason, they didn't get the runs in that they needed, and they lost 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth, leading 1-0 all the way to the ninth. So sad. Pittsburgh, we had them winning 6-3. They win 7-4. Hit the ball, no problem. Cleveland, we had them winning 5-2. They win 4-2. Miami and St. Louis had this game having a ridiculous amount of runs, over 12 runs. They put up 13 runs, and St. Louis wins. Kansas City, we had them winning by over 4 runs, really the biggest margin of any team. They're up 10-1 in the ninth inning right now. It's days like today that I say, hey, I built the algorithm. It's the best it's ever made. And this is the example of it being the best it's ever made. You hit 2 out of 3 underdogs, and the only underdog you loses in the ninth inning, getting the exact amount of runs that the opponent was supposed to have. I mean, you can't do much better than this. And not only can you not do much better than this, but when you run the macro of the 500 different combinations, 468 of them, 468 of the 499 combinations that run here went 5-1. 468 of them. So that means that, what is that? A little over 90% of the combinations went 5-1. A little over 90% of the combinations had 2 out of 3 underdogs winning. If that isn't bitch slapping the odds makers across the face, I don't know what is. It's saying that like everything the algorithm does pounds the odds makers today. Best it's ever made. I mean, a guy named Shaq bought both algorithms today. I'll talk about NBA next. Guy named Shaq. I don't think it's the Shaq that we've heard of, but it might be. The Shaq that we've heard of is a smart man and would buy these algorithms because he would see the value. So Shaq, I hope you had a good day. If you followed the algorithms you did. I made money today. Day's not over, but I made money, and I would have made $800 more today if Detroit had not lost this game. Anyway, let's go over to NBA. NBA, a couple games still finishing up, but the Knicks and Sacramento game is finishing right now. It is 35 seconds left. I'm going to call this game. It is 119-110. It's 119-109 with 35 seconds left. Knicks are going to win that game. And the Warriors and the Rockets, the Warriors are up by 16 in the fourth quarter, but it is not over yet. But I'll put the score in there just because they're probably going to win. Oh, is NBA going to win every game tonight? We're going to find out if the Nuggets win the late game, which it says they will. And the Golden State holds on to win. I mean, they're not all favorites. Sixers were an underdog, and the injury report changed late on them, so I probably would not have recommended the Sixers if I'd seen what happened. I guess Embiid was out again. Who's out on the Sixers? No, Embiid was playing. Joel's playing. It was Tobias Harris, Covington, Mo Bamba. Wow. D'Anthony Melton. So I probably wouldn't have recommended the Sixers, but I did play them because I made my bet before the injury report came out, and they won. So NBA trying to have a 5-0 night. Baseball goes 5-1, and we hit 3 out of 4 underdogs in both sports. And we get the scores of the baseball games unbelievably close. I don't know what other evidence I need. This is why I get death threats from the bookies to send them the algorithm, because of this. So I expect the death threats to keep coming. Anyway, go buy copies tomorrow. The video is private. I hope it helped you out today. You forget, if you don't have access to this, how you do your own handicapping. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why Cleveland was an underdog against Minnesota. It didn't make any sense to me. And I haven't seen any of those teams play this year. So I'm just blindly trusting the numbers and the algorithm. But this is why you do that. All right. Good luck. Hope picks won today, and I hope they continue to be winning. And I don't know what else to do other than to just drop the mic and say, this is why I do this. Days like this is why I do this. And it's a great example of sports betting, because you can do everything perfect and you still are going to lose in the bottom of the ninth to the Mets, who are my favorite team. They were my grandpa's favorite team, and they're my favorite team too. Yet they ruined a perfect day today. And that's what the Mets do, is they ruin perfect days. So good luck. May all your picks be winning.